So the next one was what people do, which was probably one of our mistakes at the time. We bought locally. So we bought in Torquay, which was buy a bit of land, and put a Metricon house on it, like people try and do. And we thought we were property investors and we were on our way. Little did we know that just stuck us down totally, because there was no growth happening at that time in Torquay, and we just had nowhere to go. So we had to sit for a bit. But I think learning through that now is, one of the things that we can give back to people if they come on the journey with us is what not to do and when not to do it. So, we didn't have enough education, etc. So it made us then go and get that education that we needed to probably become more educated investors instead of just jumping in off the gun, which is what we originally did. We did that. We had to sit for a little bit. We then decided to go interstate. So one of our thinking has always been, where will people want to rent, or where will people, that are in good locations? So our next one was up in Queensland, next to Noosa, so Sunshine Beach, a little unit, block of 3 units, etc., like that. And we were able to, that one's, gone through the roof as well. So really looking at those growth areas and why people would want to or need to rent in those kind of areas. Then we bought a dual income, one in Crescent Head. So going back into New South Wales again.
Good sales spot too. Hey?
Yeah, you'll notice the theme going on, which is, places that we go to holiday. Like everyone says, don't, like what do you do when you go on holiday? You always look at properties. We actually have done that. So in a fair bit of our journey. So Crescent Head, I think from there we bought and sold a property after that, which was, we actually went with a buyer's agent, and was one of our worst mistakes out, because they didn't actually find out probably enough about us and what we wanted and how quickly we wanted to move with that growth. So we bought and sold within that time frame and got more education as well. So that's when we kind of turned it around a bit and started going, we need income, and we went into rooming houses. So COVID came and we couldn't obviously get out of Victoria. As people know, we were kind of stuck here no matter what. We were trapped. So we were able to, through a company, which is E. Nagade, we got a rooming house which bought, converted, etc. So that's 5-bed, 5-bath micro apartments, and that's in Brisbane City Council. So we were through this time, so that's probably 2 years we'd been getting educated within that's like theme of rooming houses. So there's a lot of legalities behind it. There's a lot of things you can and can't do. So it's really important not just to jump in and go, I'm going to go rooming houses without that kind of education or knowledge, because you've got to do it properly. It's not a slumlord kind of aspect. It's looking at the kind of clients you want, which is good professionals who need some kind of accommodation in those areas. So that property is a 5-bed, 5-bath, like I mentioned, Brisbane City Council. It's never been, we've always had tenants in from day dot, basically, from when it was converted. So it's just a nice, easy one sitting there. As you probably would know, through Brisbane, the growth that's happened in that Brisbane area has just gone huge. So straight away we bought just before that rise. So basically within 6 months, the growth had happened for us. So we just kind of bought in that right kind of period.
Sweet spot.
Yep. Then from there we converted our Torquay property, which wasn't going well. So our original, property that we loved, into a 6-bed, 6-bath micro apartment property as well.
That's the one that Darren and I went through, yeah?
Yeah. Yep. So that's the one that you've seen as well. So, you can see that kind of set out of what it is. It's, they've got their own little areas that they can have, but then just a communal kitchen and a communal area that they can kind of come into as well. Mm. So then Brian calls it, Brian said, that's it, no more actually, we have one more. So the other one after that was the accidental commercial property that we bought.
Accidental commercial. I like that.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
So this was up as just a straight resi property. And I'd started looking around the Ipswich area, thinking that might be an area that will have a bit of growth. This is going back into 2021. And this resi property came up. And I went, oh, that's an interesting one, because it had two, like we always look at something a bit different. So this one had two properties on it. So one was an old Queenslander, and in the back was a commercial hairdresser. And I went, oh, that sounds all right. That sounds pretty good. And we purchased that property, for, I think it was like 480K, something like that. And then we found out it actually had commercial leases for both areas.
Oh, amazing.
So it's dual commercial income on one property.
Wow.
So that one's probably like a little mistake that's kind of gone okay.
Yeah, and so you could like subdivide or strata title two different.
Not with how it's kind of situated. We probably could do something, but yeah, it's a good size block, but the block is sloping. It's not really like there is potential there for down the track if we wanted to. But at the moment, it's kind of like getting two good tenants in there and just leaving it and forgetting it, like all outgoings with commercial, all that kind of aspect that we don't have to worry about.